Hey there, folks. Welcome back to Let's Play Fallout New Vegas on the Serious JG. I went ahead and did my off-screening. Um, I did a little research as well, and I found out how you save Dean Douglas or Dean Domino, whatever his name is, and I decided, fuck him. Basically, it works like this. He's belch. No. Basically, it works like this. Dean is apparently... It's possible to save him, but you have to be working towards it from the very beginning. You have to... Well, you have to always choose the dialogue choice that is the most like subservient to him, like you're working for him. And as you'll recall, the very first time we met him, he's like, and you will work for me from now on. And we used a barter skill check to get an experience boost and say like, you talk like you're negotiating from a position of power. And it was like I thought it was just kind of cool back and forth, like uneasy alliance type of dialogue. But no, taking that barter check the very first time we talked to him automatically meant that we would have to kill him at the end of the DLC. And throughout, there's lots of opportunities to screw it up. You have to, from the very beginning, play specifically, not just, treat him well in general. Like, I made sure that we made him as safe as possible when we left him behind. And got the holograms working rather than, like, I didn't bully him into staying behind or anything like that. Threatened to throw him off the roof or anything. I did everything right, I think, but yeah, we took a barter skill check. I always take skill checks. They give you experience points. That was it right there. Like, he was like, you will work for me. And we're like, no, we'll be equals. That was it. From that point on, he's going to try to kill you at the end. Um, that being said, he's really not a sympathetic character at all. Because what you find out is apparently he's like an entertainer at this casino. He sounds like he's doing pretty well, but he's plotting to like turn this woman against her husband from like in order to take over the to rob the casino, because the casino is like the vault lock is based on this woman's voice. So he's playing with this woman's heart just so that he can rob the casino. He's all out for himself. And I'm pretty sure that what they said, Christina was like, abused by Elijah at some point, like captured by him and whatever. But the thing where her vocal cords were cut out and they were like replaced, and she heals over time, and she doesn't have her own voice. She has the voice of Vera, and that was because Dean Domino is the one who's actually responsible for her being in that condition, because it's part of his plot. He's going to take over. He's trying to get back to his old plan to rob the casino by using Christina after her voice has been like she's been like surgically ripped up, cut up, and had her vocal cords altered to sound like this other person because Dean Domino is a fucking bastard. So there was no way for me to save him without going back to the beginning of the DLC. Screw that. So I also did all my off screening. We leveled up once off camera. Did not get a new perk. Put my skill points into roughly what you would expect me to put them into. I got medicine up to 79. Was not quite able to finish leveling that. But repair and science must have already been there. Repair and survival I got up to 80. So they are like with a skill magazine can now be boosted up all the way. I also went ahead and just I found at least one other song, but just like an audio note on a song. But what we're meant to be doing here is our quest was to come to the reception terminal and can activate the holographic greeter. That doesn't really do much. It makes a hologram appear there and sing. What we're really supposed to be doing is accessing the music controls, retrieve the theater ambient track, retrieve the restaurant ambient track, and retrieve the suites ambient track. And this was what the quest told us to do, so I didn't have to remember it. Our music sequence together, the reception terminal lobby, gain access to the Sierra Madre vault. So we've got notes that have been added. I kind of didn't bother to look at them when I off-screened. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I went ahead and after I finished my off-screening, I just zipped. I wanted to see the end of the game. You have a holotape of Vera, Keys Melody, Go in the Far Away. I guess we need those.
Would you stop? Such a kidder. This is Vera Keys auditioning for Love Sets Sail. God, this script. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy to have the... Is that a plane overhead? Those bombers are nothing but big hornets buzzing around the sky these days. Is it gone? Alright. This is Vera Keys auditioning for Love Sets Sail.
Is she actually going to do it? Did I make a mistake?
Ever since our freighter went down, I feel like my heart's fallen to the bottom of the ocean, along with my career. God. Alright.
One thing of minor note, I did find a recipe for... Actually, I already had the recipe. I created an auto-inject stim pack and an auto-inject super stim pack. This is just something, if you have it in your inventory, if you have these in your inventory, they got automatically used when you reach 25% hit points, is you get a super stim pack. And at 50%, you'll automatically use a regular stim pack. And I guess what it is they're like... You can see they've got like a band around them. Well, this one does. I think it's just like ready to inject. Like it's there, you set this thing up, it's ready to inject at any time. It's kind of crazy. Now, I would think you could talk to her and get her to activate the lock, but I couldn't figure out a way to do that. Maybe I didn't take the proper dialogue. Even though we saw it on screen, when I killed Dean Domino, I went back and used... Oh, I dropped some mines and grenades to have room for loot, so that's why that's not blowing me up right now, the fact that there's some frag mines there. In my actual, like, off-screen, what we're playing from, I used the...
It's like the cloud crawled in my mouth and died.
I used the check on Dean Domino instead of blackmail papers and recording. And I therefore didn't get the full backstory, so I guess we don't know. Oh, and I also confirmed something I suspected. Remember a really long time ago, Veronica told us that, oh, it's not Christina, it's Christine. Remember a really long time ago, Veronica told us that there was a woman, a girl that she loved, that,
jumped over the lazy paladin.
Yeah, this was like Veronica's ex-girlfriend who disappeared, who left the vault. And when I thought that was the case, I looked it up, and a big complaint amongst people, well, rather, or something a couple of people complained about when I searched for it. There's no way to tell her about Veronica. There's no way to tell Veronica about her.
Sounds like I smoked a mile of cigarettes.
There's no way to actually get them back together again. It's just a thing that you can notice if you're paying attention. That is the girl that Veronica was in love with, that disappeared one day, and Veronica doesn't know where. Now we know where. Apparently she went off with Elijah, and Elijah ended up doing experiments on her because he's evil. Elijah, by the way, is a... we should already know about him. We already heard about him. It was just so long ago. Elijah is a Brotherhood of Steel guy who left the bunker after the NCR drove the Brotherhood of Steel away from Helios 1 in the battle at Helios 1. But yeah, it's been so long since I did that stuff. I mean, there was a 2-year gap in this LP, folks. So I'd kind of forgotten about the details of that. Now, in the interest of full disclosure, I did play through to the end of the DLC off-screen because I kind of wanted to be prepared to show it off efficiently. And it's probably a good thing I did because it was really fucking hard. I died a lot. Hopefully I'll be able to do the end game fairly efficiently. But no, it ain't quite over yet. So welcome, Miss Keys. Miss Keys, is that like... It's cute because her name is Keys and her voice is the key. Please speak for voice of recognition, and we have to play the Starless voice from her Pip-Boy. You play Vera's holotapes, who sings Begin Again, Let's Go. the vault elevator unlocks the seals. The way down the Sierra Madre's vault is now open. So it's not a vault like Vault-Tec, it's an actual, the vault of the casino where the money's kept. Interesting. So you can go back up now, but I want you to think about some stuff as we go. The whole, well, I'm having a hard time remembering what did I find out when I played through off screen and what we already know, but there's been a lot of talk about whether or not it's worth thinking about whether or not this place is so secure, are we going to be able to get back out? I guess that's what I'm wondering. Also, there's something coming where I was very careful with trying to get the best possible inventory coming out of here. It's the amount of weight we can carry is going to be a problem as we try to leave this DLC. When we get to the vault itself, untold treasures await. And if you're familiar with the story of Treasure of Sierra Madre, it's all about greed getting you killed. As we step through, there are force fields preventing us from taking a simple and easy pass. But right over there, that is the actual vault entrance. That's where we got to get to. Doesn't seem to be a whole lot of places where we can go. So, and yes, there are going to be a lot of those speakers that make your head blow off, or there's also going to be a lot of holograms, and there's going to be a lot of the red gas. Like, all three of the... everything except those ghost hunter guys that this DLC introduced to get in our way is going to be out in full force as we try to navigate towards that door. Warning! If vault security is disabled and the vault terminal is breached, the elevator will automatically return to the suites and lock permanently in place. Okay, so I could have waited just a little bit longer and not have spoiled anything, but yeah. There's a thing going on here where this is set up so that there's elevator protocols and you can lock yourself, you can trap yourself down here. After that, there's no way to operate the elevator and the vault area is sealed off. As requested by Mr. Sinclair, there's no manual or terminal override once the elevator is locked. Once initiated, it cannot be undone. Until that time, the elevator may be operated freely from the terminal above. We open the maintenance door, and we have to back off. You can see right there, folks, not only are there turrets, you can see a speaker with a red light under it. Those are the invulnerable ones. There is red death smoke. There is... lightning is just decorative. I never actually got hit by that. There's another red speaker over there in the distance, I think. We haven't come across any holograms yet. We will, eventually. There's only a couple, but they're placed in a room that's, it's just, they really, you did not need extra hassles in that room, let's put it that way. So, that is the red speaker. We're going to have to come through here and get away from it this way. So we will be running through these corridors, and it's going to be that fun game mechanic where you have to run for your life from stuff you can't see. We need to think hard about what we want to carry. Certainly not going to waste my time with cigarette cases and the like. Matter of fact, let's take a minute here to do a little inventory management. Anything that has weight. I actually cooked a caravan lunch, and I was so pleased with myself because these are a pain in the ass to gather the ingredients. Well, like I was paying attention. I was like, it was grayed out because I didn't have the ingredients. I was like, wait a minute, I've seen all of these things wandering around the casino, because they do tend to put workbenches and these cook pots in rooms where common ingredients for those recipes are available. We'll go ahead and eat the caravan lunch. I will hold on to the doctor's bags. We might need them. I don't really understand what Ghost Sight Vision does. Getting rid of the junk food. It's carrying it around because it's an ingredient and stuff, but we're not going to be needing it. Pre-war steak, I don't know if you can get outside. Maybe you can. Maybe it's a common item I've just forgotten about, but I'm trying to hold on to stuff that I feel like is special for the DLC. Stealth Boy, I wish I had more. Sugar bombs? I remember you can sell them to somebody. Oh, maybe I'm thinking of Fallout 3. They're definitely involved in some recipes, but I'm dropping them. Weapon repair kit I will hold on to. Acoustic guitar I've been carrying around for a long time. I'm going to hold on to it. Blank magazines, no. These can all go. I will be able to make more blank magazines when we get to the outside world, if I so desire. Actually, where did they go? Can I get them back? Do they phase out of the world? Oh, I think the magazines phased out of the world. They kind of like fell through the floor. Okay, well, never mind. I guess I won't be picking them back up. I was thinking, I think the next DLC we can carry stuff with us. We might want to carry some magazines. But, for reasons I don't understand, the blank book carries weight. The magazines do not. Caravan deck cases do not have any weight. Duct tape, I will drop. Egg timer, I can't remember finding them outside. Although they're probably... something happens. Flour I will drop. Hot plate I will drop. I picked one up because it's useful in certain recipes. Howitzer firing mechanism, that's a plot item. And I feel like I need to leave it in the, you know, in a safe or someplace when I get back to the main game, because I don't want to give it away a plot item. But I'm trying to free up as much inventory or weight as possible. I've got a 357 Magnum. What is my actual weapon? My best weapon, though, should I need one for any reason, it's probably the automatic rifle. 271 damage per second. Maybe I could have used frag mines a little bit, but, well, let's not reveal too much of what might be coming. Lever action shotgun, I don't think that's unique, but I don't know. These don't weigh much, so I'll take them both out with me. But yeah, definitely trying to shed a little weight. These have weight, and I think they're in the real world too, but they don't weigh a whole lot. Caravan shotgun, yeah, I really shouldn't be agonizing about all this on screen. Most of the stuff I'm carrying around as far as things that you can wear are actual stuff that's like either DLC only or I don't know, I just want to keep it. Dean's beat up tuxedo I want to hold on to. So what else have we got here that has weight? Just the ammo. The only ammo I care about now, because to finish this DLC, is 308 ammo. I will be able to get more of that. Armor piercing. So anything here that carries a lot of weight, because I'm carrying a lot of it around. 12 gauge rounds for the shotgun. I might want to just get rid of. And it had been bothering me for a long time. Hey, this stuff's valuable, I can sell it. No, I need to just get rid of it. Don't worry about money later. I'm trying to get inventory space free, and when I do, it will be to carry out treasure that is going to be worth more than this. I hope, though that's worth a lot. it is possible I will come to regret this. Those blank books never did show up. But let's save on a new slot. It's possible I'll come to regret that. And by saving on the Tampico, I am... Well, no, that's not making... I was going to say I've doomed Dean Domino. There's no way we can come back and save him. Never. There was never a way we can come back and save him. So, now... This is where things get difficult. Come into this room. And you get an immediate beeping noise. Okay, so as it happens, that... Oh, there's no reason for us to be using the armor piercing when we're dealing with these guys right now. But yeah, that one, it was like kind of hidden. You didn't know it was there. I had to figure it out by dying to it a couple of times. There's some kind of room down there. Come across over here. Oh, and it's beeping. And we're gonna die. Because I forgot you can't do that way. There's another one in there's... Oh, jeez. You know, I did this off screen, but then I went out and I, you know, took a little fitness walk and I had some dinner and I watched some TV. And now I'm like, oh, shit. The whole point was not to die against each of these 100 times over, but where exactly is the, every single one of these that we have to deal with? I don't remember now if there's another one in this room. Or if you're meant to get out of here without fighting another one. Just like sneak out as quickly as you can. You can get out of this corner and be okay. Where is the thing? I really don't... Stash toolbox. Huh, interesting. Not sure what the difference is between a toolbox and a stash toolbox. Caller stopped beeping. I don't know exactly where that one is, but I think it's in a room we haven't reached yet. Oh, I remember now. Yeah, you just have to be careful about your pathing. Because when you come up here, you can find it. And another one kills you anyway. Damn it. No, but I told you this part was... There was a lot of ways to die here. I haven't gotten to the really bad part yet either. I did this off screen just specifically to avoid this. Okay. I was trying to get back in there. There was a... Yeah, this is the first point in the game I remember, unless you just start charging ahead a lot. Okay, they're both over here somewhere. Yeah, I got you. Took me a while to find this one before. We just happened to hit an angle where it's not hidden. Where it generally, you don't see it that good. But yeah, this is a, this particular screen has a lot of those like sort of area of death headphone speakers. See, we seem so much closer to this one, but it's not affecting us yet. But if we go up these stairs, it will. But they're overlapping. There's only one way I was able to figure out to do this, because there's one here, and there's another red one up here, and the area of effect for them overlaps. So you gotta just run. I was trying to find all sorts of different paths. You have to run as fast as you can towards this, and it shuts the alarms down. If you didn't know that this terminal does that, how would you know? There's another one. There's another red one right there. So I kept I would try to find a way to get past it. I tried to hop across there onto that beam and over there. This one has a big enough area of effect, it still keeps killing you. It's very frustrating. I was also a lot of falling down, climbing in amongst the stuff down there where there's red death cloud, hoping that would do something. No. That little section I just cleared, it took me a long time off camera to figure out exactly where all those things were. But now we're coming up to the part that I just kind of brute forced through, but it was also pretty freaking irritating. So now you start seeing holograms. Yes, there's one that you can't shoot. There's a citizen on patrol. I think we just gotta try to get by him and hope that that guy on the right doesn't notice. Guarding electric pod access. Uploading new behavior pattern. Mr. Sinclair, EVE. Welcome, and on behalf of your friends at NE, we thank you for publishing the latest in service and security technology. If you encounter any problems, contact our urgent care service representatives at any time during the weekdays from 10 to 2 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. If no one is there to respond to your emergency, leave a message and one of our trained representatives will return your call in the next 3 or 4 working days. So we've been spotted. Ship's beeping. And we're dead. We're very dead, and they're shooting our corpse a lot. Another thing that kept happening to me is they would shoot me to death, and then the beeping would continue in slow motion. Like there'd be slowed down beeping in the background, burp, 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 after I'd been shot, and then the head of my corpse would explode. So I don't know if this is the right way to go or not, but this worked for me before. Set behavior terminal 2. Okay, water valve control I don't think we care about, so I move them away from wherever they are now. Oh no, he comes out over there, okay. So that's supposed to allow me to go this way. Now I upload a new behavior pattern to him. Try to get away from where that's beeping. Save on a different slot in case this doesn't work. Yeah. That wasn't what I wanted. They crippled my torso. This is important here. I can set an alternate patrol route, and I can shut down the alarms, but I'm still in danger. They still know where I am. don't know if I can lose them here, because they will start heading towards me. Now we've got some doctor's kits. Our doctor's bag. I completed a challenge, Dr. Wasteland MD. So I got a bunch of experience for getting wounded a lot of times. So that wasn't really ideal. I kind of got spotted, got through alive, but not particularly stylishly. This would not be a foxiest of hounds way to do things. Matter of fact, in my off-screening, I used a when I off-screened it, I actually used don't be there. Damn. I didn't shut that thing off. I thought that would be gone. I thought that's one of the things I did down here. But yeah, off-screen I actually used the stealth boy to get here. Okay, it's a different thing that you have to turn off the alarms first. But I used a stealth boy to get here. I want to keep one for later use. There's only one that I found during this DLC. Damn it. I had been doing fairly well. Move along, buddy. It says I'm detected, but is he gonna move? He has to spend a certain amount of time working his way through the colors until he feels comfortable again. It's like different levels of alertness in Metal Gear guards. I thought I shut all these things down. Okay. I get the maintenance staff warning. Security on. Elevator dispatch to executive suites. Security turrets active, not shielded. Electric barriers, seal vault. Security off. Elevator dispatch to executive suites. Security turrets off, shielded. Electric barriers down. Warning. In the event vault security is disabled by any means and the private terminal in the vault is accessed, the vault will enter a lockdown state. At this time, the elevator will return to the suites and cannot be accessed again. As requested by Mr. Sinclair, there is no manual terminal override once the elevator is locked. Once initiated, it cannot be undone. We have to disengage the safety protocols. We have to. Because... well, I'm pretty sure we have to. Because if we get to this room here, and that stuff is still in place, we are like... we have a bunch of those invulnerable security... I don't think there's a way to get past that thing. I could be wrong. I wonder if there's a way to... I don't think you can get... well, it also shuts down the shields. Yeah, I think these doors are shielded if we get there. Let's save one more time. Off camera. Oh, we actually can get back to this Salida del Sol area at the very, very end before we leave the DLC forever. But, off camera, I'm going to check and see if it's possible to continue. But I believe you get into an area where there are security doors locking you from going further, and you're in range of one of those speakers that blows your head off. So, I believe you're meant to be forced to shut down the security protocols at that point. But I'll let you know as we start the next video. I'm the Serious Pidgey. I want to thank you guys very much for watching, and I hope you'll join me next time for more of Fallout New Vegas Dead Money DLC.